Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Video Vault. This week, we celebrate Alaska Day. It was October 18th, back in 1867, when the formal transfer took place between Russia and the United States. The purchase price for Alaska, just $7.2 million. That translates to about 2 cents an acre. The purchase took place in Sitka. In this story from back in 2014, we take a look at the rich history of this quaint southeast town, from the Russians to Alaska's first people. From the lush mountains that rise above Sitka Sound to what locals say is one of the most photographed landmarks in the state, St. Michael's Russian Orthodox Church.
This town probably has a sense of history like no other Alaska town.
It's what makes this quaint community on Baranof Island a favorite.
Well, I think when you walk down streets in Sitka, this sense of history comes out.
A treasure for visitors and locals alike.
It's just because of what happened here. And within this town, there are spots that are arguably the most historic spots in the state of Alaska. And so to know Alaska, as Barrett Willoughby, I think, said once, you got to visit here.
Which is why the Sitka Historical Society deems it its mission to share all that is Sitka. And Sitka's popularity has spanned the centuries. In 1741, Russian merchants discovered the beauty and resources that Alaska's first people had discovered countless years ago in the Alexander Archipelago. An area rich in resources, abundant sea life, and other wildlife that was very attractive to Russian traders.
But the sea otter was really the thing that drove them here, even though this state had a lot of other riches. This was gold in the Asian market at the time.
And a prime location. This seaport, now popular with fishing fleets, was a bustling place during the Russian occupation, a key to the success of their growing trade. A strategic location for both the Russians and those who called the area home long before them.
The Tlinkits picked it because it was a sheltered outpost from the outer coast. It had habitable mountains or small areas where they had good lookouts and good security.
This spot was the site of a historic battle between invading Russians and the Tlinkits. The Battle of Sitka in 1804 was the last major armed conflict between Europeans and Alaska natives.
But over the course of days, it was decided amongst the Tlingit to withdraw. And so there absolutely was not a surrender. And I don't think that there were winners or losers.
The site of that battle now preserved amidst the spruce and hemlock in Sitka National Historical Park, the oldest federally designated national park in Alaska, set aside in 1890.
And that's before the Park Service, that's before anything, and recognize that this was a place this was a special place and a place, a sanctuary that should be set aside and preserved for future generations.
Those descendants take great pride in Sitka's history.
There are still Tlingit here today, and I'm one of them.
Both Tlingit and Russian.
It's interesting on an intellectual level for me, and I think it's more not really about the conflict of what happened so long ago, but in the richness of the cultures. I personally feel, a deep attachment to this place and to the people that were here before me.
Since 1906, the park has featured the works of both the Tlingit and the Haida, honoring the spirit of the original people of this land. It was here on Castle Hill in Sitka where U.S. Secretary of State William Seward signed the Alaska Purchase. That transferred ownership of the territory of Alaska from Russia to the United States. It was October 18th, 1867, and the price tag, $7,200,000.
We sometimes have to stop and say, wow, think of what happened right here. As far as history for the state of Alaska, this is the place.
A beautiful and historical place where any visitor can experience the merging of cultures, those which once collided. It's a land that retains so much of its rich past while also welcoming modern-day explorers. In Sitka, with photojournalist Bronwyn Saito, Maria Downey, Channel 2 News. As for the Alaska Purchase, there have been many long-lasting ramifications from that sale. According to the State Department website, the Office of the Historian says, quote, "The purchase of Alaska in 1867 marked the end of Russian efforts to expand trade and entitlements to the Pacific coast of North America, and became an important step in the United States' rise as a great power in the Asia-Pacific region, and it has till this day. Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of the Video Vault. You can catch more of the episodes on alaskasnewssource.com, along with all the day's news and weather on these streaming platforms. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great day.